Frontline workers are usually disconnected from the organization, and this disconnect takes multiple shapes and forms. First, frontline workers are disconnected from one another. They don't have the technical means to communicate efficiently with one another. Second of all, they are disconnected from the office worker. They can't communicate in an effective way about maybe some operational issues, for instance. And third, they are disconnected from the company's mission. This is why it's so important that when we're talking about digital transformation, to take this category of employees into account. Let's see how Teams addresses this issue of the disconnect of frontline workers. A frontline worker can use a PC or a mobile device. The devices can be either shared or individually assigned. For the purpose of today's demos, I will use a device that is well suited for frontline workers. It's a Samsung Galaxy XCover Pro. It's a rugged device, and on the side, if we look carefully, it has a dedicated button for the walkie-talkie functionality, which I will detail in a second. First is the walkie-talkie capability. You go into Teams and you have a walkie-talkie button on the lower side of the screen. If it's not there, you just go to More and search for it. You are able to go and connect to a channel where your peers are, and now you can either push the button in the application to speak. This is a test. Or, why not, the dedicated button on the side. This is a test. It works even if the screen isn't on. How can you connect frontline workers with information workers, the people that are in the offices at HQ? Instant messaging is one solution in my mind, right? People can talk instantaneously about the important things, operational things for instance, without making a compromise in terms of security or compliance. Teams is an enterprise-ready solution. The other consumer-grade applications out there, and you know which ones I'm talking about, aren't necessarily enterprise-ready. How can you control that data doesn't get lost? How do you control the files that get sent in those applications? Teams handles all that and much, much more. Another way to connect information workers with the frontline workers is through meetings. I know many customers of mine that do weekly, monthly, regular operational meetings in order to be aligned on what's new, what's coming, what are the next priorities. This is the way that communication happens between the office and the people that are out there handling our customers or managing the manufacturing line. Another issue that we have is that frontline workers are completely disconnected from the company's mission. How do you bring the people in line with the company mission? Well, town hall events in which senior leadership teams address the frontline workers. Frontline workers can join meetings, or why not webinars, with HR in order to cement that mission of the company for everyone, not only for the people in their offices. Another digital tool to align people to the company culture are trainings. In Teams, you can pin a training application, like for instance Viva Learning. Specific and tailored trainings can be assigned to frontline employees, which they can consume in their own time. We can then centrally see the progress on those trainings. Many companies use intranet to share company news and to bring the voice of the leadership closer to the employees. More advanced companies even use social networks for their environments, like for instance Microsoft Yammer. Teams gives you the ability to unify these in an application that is called Viva Connections, part of the employee experience platform called Microsoft Viva. Let's take a look at it a bit closer. I'm the frontline worker, I grab my phone, and I have an application here called Viva Connections. Of course, for your organization you can rename it whatever you like. You can give it your company name and set a different logo. And here I have three categories that I want you to take a look at. dashboard where the company has set some very specific applications that I frequently use, the feed, which brings together information from the social network of the company, which is Yammer, and also from our intranet, which is on SharePoint Online. The resources section allows me to publish the most important information that is relevant to a specific category of employees. For instance, policies, procedures, approval processes, and so on and so forth. This is a way of unifying all the tools under one single pane of glass, which is Microsoft Teams.